What's going on, guys? Welcome back. This is going to be game number 2 here between SeleCT and Sheth. This time we're here on Mutalisk. We can see spawning in the 12 o'clock position, we have got our yellow Terran player SeleCT, and over here in the 3 o'clock is Liquid Sheth as our red Zerg player. So yes, this is game number 2. SeleCT managed to win the first game with some very nice harass. Now, we saw a big bio push from SeleCT, taking out Sheth's third, but in addition to that, he was able to get up in the mean and snipe the spawning pool, and that was really what put the dagger in Sheth's heart. That on top of constant aggression from SeleCT, which prevented Sheth from being able to actually drone up and work on his economy after taking those heavy losses. We can see right now, Sheth will be moving out with that Overlord. He should be scouting him out right away, and look at that, pulling the SCV down at 1 minute to check, and he is in fact spawning that Overlord. So right now, SeleCT knows precisely where Sheth is. He knows he's in this position, and that's exactly what you do. People do that on this map as well as on, what is it, Shattered Temple. I almost called it Lost Temple. And yeah, you just check the edge of your base if you've got a Zerg opponent, and it'll be at that time, if you check at 1 minute, that you'll see that Overlord coming through, because 99.9% of the time, the Zerg player will go to that nearest position with their initial Overlord, because it makes sense. Get that scouting information early. So if you just pull down with your worker, you'll be able to spot that Overlord as it paths on through. Sheth also moving his secondary Overlord over here. I'm actually interested to see that he's not moving it down here to try to watch for any possible bunker harass if he tries to go with that fast expansion. With that said, though, he may not be doing that, although, yes, it looks like he does. He will be going 50 and hatch, so I am really surprised that he's not having that second Overlord over here, because there could very well be bunker harass in this position, which would be very difficult for Sheth to deal with. Now, we do have a second Rax being built over here for SeleCT, and that is going to go unbeknownst here to Liquid Sheth. He just does not have that scouting information that will be lifted off, dropped on the low ground, and we will be seeing some early game marine aggression. So this is exactly what Sheth needs to scout for, although he does have the second drone, so there you go. That will do the trick. With this drone, he will be able to catch this SCV moving down, and he should turn around to deal with that or just pull another worker down. Am expecting some sort of harass, though, especially since there's no Overlord there to scout that. We have that spawning pool coming through. That is almost 50% of the way finished, and here comes a drone. That will get taken out, though, by that Marine, forcing that drone to pull back right now. And let's see what he does. He's actually going to be hightailing it over to this position. And there we go, landing that Rax on the low ground. So here comes that Marine aggression. Are we going to see bunker placement? Yes, we are, and actually bunkering it up right against that ramp there to prevent Zerglings from being able to get a full surround. That is certainly very nice, but here comes those drones. We'll be trying to stop that SCV, pulling the SCV off the line. We've got the Marine over there, and he's actually trying to deal with both of these at once. Should be turning around, though. We need that Marine to turn around and help that SCV. Is he going to pull the SCV off in time, or does he lose it? He loses the SCV. We've got another one en route, though. 2 Marines here already. There's a third Marine, and with this proxy Rax position, he's able to actually get up there and do quite a bit of damage very quickly due to the close proximity of that Rax to Liquid Sheth's base. So he's coming out with a second one. Oh, is he gonna? Yeah, he's actually going to. And actually wedging one Marine in there nice and safely. This is very nice indeed. Microing back with those Marines. Very nice move shoot here from SeleCT, making it difficult for Sheth to get that full surround. We should have a few more Marines. And oh no, Sheth's saying he's lagging a bit. That's no good at all. Making it very difficult for him to get that full surround. And actually paused momentarily and picked it back up. But SeleCT still in hot pursuit. He's got this excellent position right now. Is he going to be forced to salvage this? I believe he may. There we go, salvaging it down to A. Didn't get the resources back, unfortunately. We do have this second bunker up, though, and he's able to do a bit of damage. However, because that spine crawler's up, that's going to be a little more difficult here. He's making one on the high ground, unbelievably, and we'll be trying to actually circumvent that spine crawler, come up from this angle, and stop the mining from over here. Still keeping up this Marine aggression, and a few more Racks. He's not even transitioning into an expansion. He is going all for this Marine pressure. 2 more Racks coming out. He actually got rid of that, and is he going to cancel these and come with that expo now? That I don't know. What are these Marines doing here? Looks like he will be keeping up with those Racks right now. He does have another one coming, but he is pulling back to defend that main base. Those Marines actually pulling back in this direction. So not continuing up this crazy aggression yet. I'm really surprised, actually, that he pulled back, given the fact that he did come out with these 2 additional barracks. He might actually just be waiting, trying to come out with a large force of Marines, and then be pushing out after the fact. Now, we have quite a few Zerglings over here. Let's take a look at the drone count as well. He's only got 16 drones. Now, typically, Sheth would like to be in a stronger position than just those 16 workers, but he has been forced to make so many Zerglings just to defend against this aggression. We have got a lot of Marines here sitting at that tower and churning out quite a few more. Is getting ready to finally move into that expansion, but not before he pushes out with a big force of Marines to do a ton of damage. He does need to push out, though. He really can't just sit idly with these Marines. It's not going to be any good at all if he sits back and just tries to defend, because then what we'll probably see is some banelings come into play, and then without those upgraded Marines, and since he's obviously focused so hard on just these minerals, pumping out all these racks, and getting this expansion and all these Marines, again, he just needs to do some damage, and here it is. We'll be pushing out right now for this big, heavy Marine push. Doesn't really matter that he does not have Stimpak, because the Zerg player does not have Metabolic Boost either, so these Marines have got a great opportunity to do a ton of damage, and let's see how Sheth is able to defend against this. He's got 8 Zerglings coming on through. Metabolic Boost, 50% of the way finished. First taking out that spine, and watch this micro pulling back. Now we are seeing Sheth try to get us around as much as possible. He's doing a decent job, but that Marine DPS just tearing through so many of these forces right now. Looks like Sheth, though, engaging with those workers, is able to push this back, at least momentarily. The Zerglings will still be trying to engage, and there you go. Very nice play there by Sheth. Was able to stop that push from doing too much damage. Finally able to get his workers back to mining right now. He's taken away a bulk of Select's forces. Select really doesn't have a lot. He is continuing to churn out this Marine production. Also has this refinery up, sitting with 2 guys on the gas right now. Will want to get up that tech lab soon and start those upgrades. But this Marine pressure is just non-stop here from Select. He is not giving up. But now that Spielings are in play, he will be overwhelmed and forced to pull back. This is going to force him to lift this off as well. Drop that in the main. The Overlord scouting that out, and there we go, losing some of those Zerglings, losing some of those Marines to those Zerglings, unfortunately, due to that rally point. Here we go, Marines on the ledge. We'll be trying to protect the ones that are walking right back up into the main, finish that wall off, and there we go. So Select feeling pretty safe where he is at the moment. Unfortunately, again, didn't do as much damage as he may have hoped in that secondary Marine push. Although he's obviously slowed Sheth up. We're at 10 minutes in game. In terms of workers, only 30 drones right now. Just now getting his evolution chamber. He doesn't have that layer coming through or anything. So obviously, yeah, Sheth was slowed up quite a bit, just as much as Select, if not more. Take a look at the resources lost. Looks like they are about even right now. Unfortunately, supply block there for Sheth. I'm guessing, yeah, he's lost an Overlord. We'll be losing this one as well. But he really wanted to get that scouting information. Again, we can see that orbital command coming down with some bunkers here, trying to allow himself to expand. We've got a Roach Warren coming through, also that level 1 melee upgrade for those ground units coming through for Sheth as well. He isn't still not working up to his layer. He may be possibly just preparing to push out with a very strong aggressive push to counteract Select's early game aggression. We do have these 2 bunkers, though. A 3rd bunker coming through, finally working his way up into factory tech. He has got that 2nd refinery. Might even be seeing a 3rd one once this expansion gets up. Spielings moving forward, checking out what's going on. Do manage to drop an SCV. Looks like Select might be in a little bit of a tough spot. All he really has to do, though, is pull out these Marines, and he should be able to shoo away this Zergling pressure that is being presented here by Sheth. So we've got that layer finally coming on through. Sheth's not working his way into a 3rd yet, although I wouldn't be surprised if he did. Lots of minerals floating right now for Select. He's got a tremendous opportunity to just churn out a ton of Langs. Also coming out with a little bit of a wall off here, dropping off that depot. That is not a full wall off, but that will funnel Zerglings and stop them from being able to just run up in mass into that expansion, at least from this direction. They could obviously hit from over here. Back over here, Barrack Scout moving across right now, checking out. He wants to know what the transition is. He wants to know if he's going to be up against banelings or what. He can see that Roach Warren, obviously, and moving on down to the expansion, wants to see if there's any additional tech. He should also try to move out with something to check this hatchery, check this expansion over here, rather. Going to be a little difficult right now, though, unless he gets a Hellion or something out, or if he just drops a scan, and I don't expect that Rax will make it all the way over. Although it might, actually. There's not a lot of anti-air. That one Queen continuing to engage, but that Rax might make the scout over into that 3rd, and if he could, that would be absolutely huge. Going to be very close. I don't think he's going to make it, though. Burning, increasing the rate of attrition there on the health for that barracks, and that barracks does get dropped before he can actually manage to check that 3rd, unfortunately for Select. So Select may be forced to drop a scan. What is that float? Did you guys see? Did you guys see that shadow right there? It's like a floating balloon or something. That was very odd. I've never seen that before. Actually, it might have been that may have been a part of the racks, like flying up in the sky. I don't know. That's pretty cool. Whatever that was, pretty cool indeed. We've got a Spire coming on through, level 2 melee upgrade as well. Siege tech just about finished. Stimpak research just about finished as well. A couple Marauders just in case he has to deal with any roaches. Again, he did spot that Roach Warren. There is that baneling nest. We've got those centrifugal hooks coming out as well. And Sheth definitely getting the tech to deal with what Select has. A nice little wall off here from Select. Also getting ready to move on into his 3rd. We do have an attempted Marine drop coming over here, although that should be spotted. Yes, it is fully spotted here by Sheth, so he'll be able to move on down and take care of that, no problem, forcing the liftoff. Select losing a few Marines without really doing much damage at all. Couple spine crawlers being placed at the natural. We have got this third up and running right now for Sheth, and look at that saturation, absolutely beautiful. I do want to take a look here at the income tab. Looks like they are about even right now. We can't see with that scan. He did spot that evolution chamber researching, also spots that baneling nest, and he sees that that's researching as well due to those little fingers dancing back and forth on the baneling's nest. So that tells him that centrifugal hooks are coming through, so he does know to be prepared right now for banelings. We've got that combat shield as well as the level 1 upgrade. Would really like to see some more tanks. He does just have that one factory though, so it will take quite a while to get his tank numbers up there, but he does need more splash damage than what is available right now. We do have this medevac moving across the map that was spotted by that Zergling, so right now Sheth should be prepared to defend against that drop. Pretty certain that he saw that unless he wasn't paying attention to the minimap, although I expected that he was. Lots of mutas coming into play right now. Level 1 upgrade for those flyer units as well, so we should be seeing some muta harass. In fact, he will be meeting up with that dropship, and he may take that out of the sky before those Marines even get on the ground. We got Spielings there as well, and here we go with that scouting Zergling checking that dropship. He was able to see and prepare for that, and look at that, Select not able to do any damage whatsoever. He will be losing everything here. Very unfortunate situation for him. A very nice response there by Sheth though. Do that scouting information again that told him with that Zergling spotting that over there. It told him that that drop was coming, and as such was allowed to prepare. Lots and lots of upgrades coming out for Sheth, as prior mentioned. Also coming out with that burrow upgrade. We do have these mutas in place, so hopefully we see some muta harass. I want him to grab up these forces and push out. At the same time, there's a push coming across the map right now. Big push here from Select, and hopefully Sheth's able to deal with this. Gonna want to use those mutas to take out these siege tanks. Oh, he's got a great opportunity. Oh no, running into a couple Marines. He had a fantastic opportunity to grab a couple of those tanks there. Unfortunately, wasn't able to do so. We did see a scan taking care of all the creep tumors that were around Select's army here, and Select will be keeping up with this push. Again, he just really needs to protect those tanks from those mutas, and then he should be okay. This really isn't the best position in the world for him. I'm thinking he might be dropping onto the high ground or something like that, but he wanted to set up a little bit closer, probably in this area, maybe getting up some tanks on the high ground as well. There's a scan, taking out a few more creep tumors. These tanks, again, are very vulnerable. I do expect to see a large engagement at some point. We got Spielings moving around the backside over here. Mutas, again, trying to pick off some of these units. Are they going to get anything? A little bit of damage there to that medevac. There go those Spielings and banelings running up the backside, moving out for a counterattack. Muta's doing what they can. Are they going to take this out? Trying, yes, taking out the dropship. Hopefully he pushes back right now, though he does not have enough forces. At the same time, here come the Spielings right up into Select's natural. Select doesn't have a lot of units back at home to defend against this. This could do quite a bit of damage. Select sitting idly with his units over here, and the Spielings going to town. Select's natural expansion. Select taking a lot of damage to this attack. He needs to return the favor here and do a bit of damage to Sheth. Sheth looks like he may be prepared, though. He does have quite a few units. We got those Stim Marines trying to take down that spawning pool. Those Zerglings just decimating this expansion. Let's see if we can take out that spawn pool. We got a surround here. Muta's coming up from the top side as well, and that is enough to push back those forces to the protection of those siege tanks, but he wasn't able to drop that spawning pool, and that's a big problem. Again, look at all of the damage Sheth managed to do here. The orbital command finally landing, but he delayed that for quite a while, and the Spielings and banelings plus those Mutas pushing back Select's army. The tanks not sieged, unfortunately. Could have done a lot of damage to those Zerglings there. Stimming up with those Marines, running forward, some forced splash damage against his own bio. He did get rid of the rest of those Zerglings, though. There are still a lot of mutas here, and this is looking pretty good for Sheth, in all honesty. He managed to protect that spawning pool. He's in a fantastic position. Select so much further behind him in terms of resources lost so far in this game. Taking a look here at the income tab, Sheth sitting at a distinct advantage. Take a look here. Ooh, there was a little bit of harass over there. Unfortunately, I did miss that. There was a little bit of harass over here at this expansion, but he protected it. Not a problem whatsoever, and yeah, he's got a lot of bases running. He's got a very strong econ, and Select really has to do some damage. The fact that he couldn't take out that spawning pool was a big problem. If he took out that, that would have helped him quite a bit, and this Muta Death Cloud getting to be a little bit scary right now, taking out the tech lab, delaying any more tank production from that one factory. He may even take out that factory as well, if nothing else, getting it burning and forcing the repair from Select, which of course forces him to lose some resources. Tons of banelings moving across the map, and right now, in all honesty, all Sheth's trying to do is delay this expansion because SeleCT still on 2 bases. 20 minutes into the game is no good. You can see he's only really mining from the 1 base. We've got a drop coming down over here. Sheth will be losing this expansion. He should be forced to cancel that. A couple of speedlings moving down to try to protect this base if nothing else, but there's that forced cancel. Still, though, SeleCT is just on the 1 mining base. Muta's moving up in the main, still doing some more damage, taking out that refinery there. We'll be doing a little bit more damage over here, walking up to those Marines. There are not enough to contend with them. That medevac lifting up those units for fear of getting taken out by those Zerglings, and this is just a fantastic job right now by Sheth. He's doing phenomenal work, delaying this expansion so very well. A couple of Zerglings and banelings burrowed there as well. We've got another drop coming down over here, although we should see Sheth respond there by grabbing those Zerglings, walking down. Is he going to lose this expansion, though? That would be a problem. He does not want to lose this. He would still be ahead, but losing that would be an issue. Has managed to keep it up so far. It is very low in HP, and oh no, he protects it and drops that transfuse. Very nice there by Sheth. Very, very nice indeed. SeleCT needed that. He needed to take out that expansion to stay in this game. I'm really going to say he's way too far behind. Looks like we may be seeing a last-ditch effort here. He is mobilizing, getting ready to push out. I think he might just be defending this expansion, but he needs to do some damage. We need to see another medevac, take out something, the expansion, the spawning pool, anything really. That spawning pool is actually really low right now. Very, very low indeed. Starting to work up. It's starting to work up, at least slowly, its hit points, but still big problem right now. Trying to move forward and defend this expansion. Those mutas going to town, though, doing a bit of damage. The Marines will be forcing them away, and here come the speedlings and banelings rolling up into the natural expansion here for SeleCT, and SeleCT's got a lot of banelings to contend with. Is he going to be losing this orbital? Let's see what happens. Go straight to the resource line, killing so many workers, and SeleCT calling the GG. SeleCT opened up this game with some 2 racks Marine aggression. Now, he was able to get up a bunker and do a little bit of damage, although he didn't really hurt the econ too bad in terms of taking out workers. One big thing that he did in this 2 racks opening is force a ton of Zergling production from Sheth, which in return does hurt his economy. Sheth did manage to take care of those bunkers and defend against that early 2 racks. However, we saw a heavy Marine follow-up from SeleCT. Now, Sheth was able to respond by pulling down with his workers as well as his Zerglings, and did manage to get a surround on SeleCT's units and prevent this from actually killing off that hatchery. He lost a lot of Zerglings, he lost a few workers as well, but he was still able to defend this aggression. After the early stages of the game, both players just macroed up, working their way into expansions and getting upgrades. At 16 minutes, we did see a push from SeleCT, trying to get a little bit of map control and do a bit of damage. We can see obviously no creep tumors here as well, so managing to get rid of some of that vision there for Sheth. While SeleCT was trying to control the center of the map, Sheth circumvented his forces with these speedlings and managed to do a tremendous amount of damage to his natural expansion. Being attacked as his natural, SeleCT realized he had to do some damage as well, so dropping up into the main, he tried to snipe down that spawning pool. However, Sheth was able to defend this while still doing a lot of damage at SeleCT's natural, and this really put him ahead in this game. We saw some muta harass from Sheth in addition to the fact that he was on 5 bases, while SeleCT only had the 2. SeleCT attempted some drop harass, but wasn't all that effective with it, and unfortunately, try as he may, was not able to take out this expansion. As SeleCT was attempting to move into his 3rd at the high yield expansion, we saw Sheth move out with speedlings and banelings right up into the main and natural, and at that point SeleCT was just so far behind, and he realized he had no chance to come back. He just called the GG. Alright guys, so that was game number 2. We are all tied up right now, but moving on to game number 3 in just one moment. As always, if you like the content, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. Keep watching and keep owning.